back to my channel. I am Callie, this is Callie's Collectible Reviews, and today, seeing as it's the spooky season, I'm going to be taking a look at one of my favourite horror franchises in the form of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Part 3. I'll jump over to the review station and take a closer look at this figure and let you know what I think about it. See you in a minute. Bye. Okay, so here we are in the review station. There is the figure, there is the accessories, back here is the packaging. I have had to put it up on like a little easily type thing just to get it to stand. The box for some reason won't stand on its own. I don't know why. But we'll take a quick look at that first. Without the easel falling over, there we go. Cool thing about this figure is it does have like a holographic cover, which is kind of cool. Friday the 13th Part 3. A new dimension in terror at the top. Across the top of the box you've got Friday the 13th Part 3 3D. On the side you get a nice little picture of Jason there. Friday the 13th logo at the top. Neca Real Toys at the bottom. Same on this side. On the back you get a little bio and some obviously promotional product shots. It does come in a nice velcro box. The figure sits there and you have some more promotional images there. But yeah, if you want to keep your figure in box but still display it, you can have it open like that. And oh, there's me. Hi. Peek behind the scenes. But that's it for the box. On to the figure itself. Let's get that out of the way as well. Right, now on to the figure itself. I'm going to put my light on so you get better lighting here. There we go. Right. As always, we'll take a look at the accessories. There's a lot of weapons here for Jason to use. Kind of. I'll get into that. And a second head sculpt. So we'll start with the smallest accessory first. And that is this teeny tiny knife. There we go. There we go, focus. Bloodstained blade. Nice little silver paint. There's the handle. You can see the little rivets in it. Don't know how well that's going to come across on camera, but you see the little rivets. Come on. Thank you. There we go. But yeah, that's the smallest one, is the knife. Next you have a Bloodied Wrench. I mean, it's nicely sculpted, well painted, silver, blood splatter. It's kind of what you expect, really. A fire poker, which is very thin and very fragile, so I would be super careful with this. I mean, it can flex, but it is not flexible plastic. It flexes because it's so thin. So if you've got one of these, I'd be really careful with it if I were you. There's the handle. All done it in like a silvery, gunmetal-y grey kind of colour. We have an axe. So Jason can axe you a question. Again, nicely painted, kind of got like a silver brush, a silver dry brush on the end to give it like an edge. The wood grain's done very nicely on this. Come on. Fucking, my focus is playing me up today. I am so sorry. There you go. You get a spear gun, or harpoon, or whatever you want to call it. But yep, you get that. Nicely done. Black plastic, silver paint, and like a, like a, I don't know what colour that is. That kind of beigey bit there. We'll just call it a beige bit. That bit there. But yeah, very well done. Then you get a pitchfork. Again, very nicely done. Sort of that worn metal look for the head of it. And wood effect for the handle. And of course, it would not be Jason without, of course, a machete. Oh, it's his face that keeps fucking my focus up. Come on. Come on. It will focus. I'll give it a minute. Jason, go away for a minute. There we go. Right, so there's the blade. Very nicely done in a silver effect. And you've got the handle with the little rivets. Unlike the knife, these ones are actually painted. It's very well done in my opinion. Looks quite realistic on, you know, a miniature scale. And for the second head, excuse me, there you go. Let's pop the light on. There you go. So you can see behind that hockey mask, look, you can see his eyes poking through. This is the battle damaged head from the end of the film, because he's got the axe wound there in the head. I will show the face off in a minute. I'm going to show the undamaged face off first. So there you go. There's that. Now onto the figure himself. And as you can see, the normal head sculpt, very, very well done. I love the kind of weathering effect they've done to the hockey mask. Like the chevrons are a bit scratched and scuffed, and it's kind of dingy and dirty. I like that touch. He's got like blood coming down his neck, which looks better with this head. As you can see, I mean, he's got the blood running down one side of his head and it carries on down the neck. So for me, with the paint job, this is more the default head you should have on it. This is kind of the spare head, but there you go. But yeah, very well done in my opinion. Lots of blood splatters down his vest, well, chest. His trousers are all kind of dirty and mucked up. He's got blood on his knee. There's his hands, and you can see the veins and stuff in the back of his hands. Down his trousers, and his boots are all dirty, so you know he's been tromping through the mud of Camp Crystal Lake. There's the back. Now, for the face reveal, give it a big, you got to kind of lift it off from the front at first and then pull on the straps at the back, like lift it off like that, okay? And there you go. There is Jason in all of his gruesome glory. And I love the detail here, like the ear, the veins. Just overall, very, very well done. Now, to swap the heads out, it's dead easy. It's easier and quicker to do it without the mask on. So you want to pop the mask off, take this head and just give it a pull, like so, and off it comes. You then take this head, and if you've got the mask on it, pinch it by the sides, line it up, and just give it a push. And boom. There we go. There is Jason with the battle damaged head on. And we can now pop this mask off. She says, you can pop this mask off to reveal a bloodied and battered Jason. And I mean, the detail alone in that head wound just, oh, it's gruesome. It's gruesome, but it's beautiful at the same time. I mean, I think the facial expression is also different as well. If you compare the two heads, look. He's more grimacing on this one than he is on this one. Alright, as for articulation, the arms can go a full 360. Bit squeaky because this piece here is like a rubber overlay over the rest of the body. But you can get a full 360 out of it. You can go that far out to the side, all the way back down. Nothing at the bicep. You have a single joint at the elbow, but you do get rotation in that joint as well. And the wrist, oh, the wrist on this one, on mine, this wrist in particular, this hand just seems to just pop off at a moment's notice. And no matter how hard I try, it just does not like to stay on. But you get rotation there. It is on a ball joint, so you do get like rotation and stuff there. There you go. Same both sides. He has a waist twist, so you can move him a little bit. No real forward and back. Well, a little bit of forward, but nothing much. Legs can go that far out to the side, that far forward, and that, well, I say that far back. Trying to go back, the joints on his hips are loose, so you go back, and it just wants to drop back into place. And it's pretty much the same both sides, because this piece is what Neca collectors tend to call the diaper. It's a soft rubber piece that covers up all the hip joints and stuff, but it does lead to floppy leg syndrome, which mine unfortunately suffers from. Knees, you get a single joint, so you get up to there. You can rotate at the knee as well. Oh, and you do have slight rotation at the thigh as well. I completely forgot about that. But there you go. And feet, can't really get much just to the sculpt of the pants, but they are on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of wiggle waggle room, and that's about it. Right, I will get this guy accessoried up, and then I will do some comparisons. Oh, wait, actually, no. If I pop the mask back on, I will show off one cool little feature this figure has. See this wound in his head and the gash in the mask? Well, if you take the axe, it does take a little bit of finagling, but you can actually pop the axe in to such an extent that it looks like, bear with me a minute, and that's what I was trying to show off. There you go. You can actually embed the axe into Jason's head, so you can make it like he's been hit in the head and killed, just like he did at the end of number 3, and then there was no more Jason films. I think he's died more than any other kind of like horror character. Like, he was dead before he even made his appearance in the franchise, for fuck's sake. You know, so, but I think that is a cool little touch that you can kind of, if you're building like dioramas and stuff, you can kind of recreate the end of the 3rd film where he gets hit in the head with the axe. I just think it's a neat little touch. So, oh, and if you want him holding any of these other weapons that kind of come with him, yeah, that don't really work. The way this hand's sculpted, he can only really hold the machete and the axe, but even then, it's not like 100%. It's kind of, let's pop that off. It's kind of, I don't know. There's something not quite right about the way they sit in his hands. They just something seems off about them. To me, anyway. But there you go, that's kind of how I like to have Jason posed. But if you give me 2 seconds, I will do some comparisons with this guy. So for some quick size comparisons, here he is with the Neca Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, Ultimate Freddy Krueger. Here he is with Ash from Evil Dead 2, also from Neca. And purely for a giggle, here he is trying to take on Wolverine from Marvel Legends. So then, that was my review of the Neca Friday the 13th Part 3 Ultimate Jason Voorhees. I'll jump back out of the review station now and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so that was my review of the Neca Friday the 13th Part 3 Ultimate Jason Voorhees. I've got to say, overall, lovely figure, brilliant paint, brilliant sculpt, a lot of accessories. Could have done with some extra hands to hold some more of the weapons, I feel, but that's a nitpick. Some loose joints, I mean the wrist, the shaky hips. Would I recommend picking this up? If you can find it for a decent price, yes. If you're a big Friday the 13th fan and you want all the Jasons, I can definitely highly recommend this, but just be aware of some of the issues that I myself have encountered. So, score out of 10, 7, verging more towards a 6, just purely because some of the things that let it down do really let it down, like the hips and stuff kind of limits your posing and things like that. I mean, okay, Jason's just going to kind of stand there and look scary like he's doing right now, but at the same time, if you want to be able to like pose him to make it look he's walking, with these hips, he's not going to hold that kind of pose, so don't even try. But for now, I have been Callie. This has been Callie's Collectibles Review, and remember, catch me next time. Mwah. Bye, everyone.